Hey, good morning. I guess it's afternoon. Good afternoon. Um, so the day flies by. I always intend to do this really early, and here it is 1:30. But I've had a busy morning. Anyway, good morning, good afternoon. Um, Reading again from the Daily Reflections, September the 6th. And the title is Removing Threats to Sobriety. Get this book. It's really great. It's a lifetime book. It's for years it's been kind of bathroom reading on a daily basis. It's people sometimes cut and copy and send me these. It's a it's a part of my life, and so I'm really happy to share it with you. And the dogs who are here, hey, aren't you guys? Yeah? They were in the garden this morning. I have a garden, and I've done really well of trying to keep them out of it all summer, and today they really broke in and had their way with some of the peas and the beans and they were digging up carrots. The puppies, what do you do? I just love them, and I think they understand it. As soon as I came home, they actually came out of the garden as I pull in the yard, and they were like, both of them were in the garden, and it's all I could do not to be really, really upset with them. Just keep loving them. So today, September the 6th, Removing Threats to Sobriety is the title. And then it says, ... except when to do so would injure them or others. See, yesterday it said, make direct amends to such people wherever possible. And then today, the second half of that was, except when to do so would injure them or others. So, making amends is requires some contemplation and prayer and consulting with our sponsor. And we're not running around often in the first couple of weeks of not drinking, which, we like to think we're sober, but we're just, trying to get our finger in the dike to block up the damage and, run around with I'm sorry's. And this is not an I'm sorry. This is making an amend. An amend is to change. Amend is to change. We make an amendment to a contract, we change it. And so there's some, we need to look at this deeply. So it says here, this except when to do so would injure them or others. That's on page 59 in the big book. And step 9 restores in me a feeling of belonging, it says, not only to the human race, but also to the everyday world. First, the step makes me leave. First, the step makes me leave the safety of AA, so that I can deal with non-AA people. Because often our amends is to folks who are not in our program, so that I may deal with non-AA people out there on their terms, not mine, is a frightening but necessary action if I am to get back into life. It is a frightening but necessary action if I'm to get back into life. So it's not optional. These amends are not optional. And you've got here, in your 8th step, you've made your list. You're working with somebody, and you want to talk to your sponsor, about each one of these. Second, it says, step 9 allows me to remove threats to my sobriety by healing past relationships. The deal is we don't ever want to be walking down the street and see somebody we don't want to see, like the old days. We want to be clean everywhere. Step 9 points the way to a more serene sobriety by letting me clear away past wreckage, lest it bring me down. So that's some of the direction around step 9. This whole month, the 9th month of the year, we're going to look at step 9 in a whole bunch of different ways. So I'm glad to have you on board. I go to a meeting sometimes in town called Daily Reflections, and it's great. Every day we read this, We also read the Upon Awakening, and helps us to remember, you know, our practices, and this evolution or transcending that happens for us in recovery needs to be supported on a daily basis. And you know, it just doesn't, it, the beauty of what we have with each other to help us to move from a self-centered, what about me kind of a context to a, you know, to a place of thy will be done, or how can I make a difference, or how can I help out context, is comes over time. It's gradual. So that's it.
Is there something else I can help with?
It's amazing. My computer has just started speaking to me. Just it's funny when it does that. Anyway, love you guys. Remind you of the Big Book Study on Friday nights, 7 o'clock. I'll put the information in here for the Zoom if you'd like to join us. And our meditation on Monday nights, which is really a 12-step based meditation. And meditation, I believe, for all of us who have long-term recovery, who have a level of God consciousness that's growing, meditation is part of that. And and many of us are learning to meditate. I mean, I remember my early forays, if you will, into meditation, because I didn't find it in AA. There wasn't anybody that had a group like I have here on Monday nights that I knew of. And but I married a gal, and she taught me to meditate, and I was so spinny that she set me down with a clock. I would have it was before cell phones, and she'd set the timer for like 3 minutes, so that I wouldn't have to, you know, my mind wasn't thinking about time, and so I began with 3 minutes. I would sit for 3 minutes. And that's not what we do here on Monday nights, but we sit a little longer than that, but we sit together, and it's amazing. Yeah, especially when people come for, you know, when they're new at it, they're surprised at the, you know, what can happen as we, you know, witness the crazy mind. Sometimes we witness the thoughts, and we realize that we're not our thoughts. It's pretty beautiful. Okay, love you. I digress. Cheers.